All right, everybody. Just as we're getting on, we see HLP. The trade two blocks of 140,000 at 86 to 88 cents. It's a pre-arranged trade. Give me a second. I'm just letting people know. Wash trade. I just want everybody to know HLP. Again, I put up. If spoofing and washing are the same thing, which they really are, manipulation. HLP has 3 days. I put up the 23rd, the 30th, and today of all the wash trades. They're trying to buy settlement time. The first one, the stock went from $1 to $1.19, back down to 85 cents, closed at $1, and that was 300,000 shares. The other day they did it again, and the stock, I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago, stock spiked up to 110, down to 85, and that was after the market closed. The other one was before the market closed, and now we got one in real time here, and it just happened now. This is all make-believe trading, everyone, and all of a sudden the volume shows 300,000 shares. The stock's down on the day, but that is complete nonsense. It's all fraud. We can't stop it. The SEC can't seem to figure out. I think they got monkeys working there because anybody can see this. If you worked on the street 2 minutes, you'll figure it out. All right, so that's what this is about. You have to catch them in the fraud, post it up, let everybody know, and hopefully someone's investigating it. I invited the SEC on call, the FBI, DOJ, the Secretary of Treasury. I invite everybody on. Right? We're not hiding. We're out there. We're letting everybody know. All right, so HLP, it wasn't what I was going to start the day with, but again, there you go. You buy the dip. This is all make believe. They don't do these trades unless there's a problem. That's just how it works. Why would you waste your time crossing stock back and forth unless you're being called in? All right, so again, HLP, you see the fraud, you know what's going on here. If you got extra bananas, take a shot there. That's a cheap shot. All right, everything's a cheap shot these days. Anyway, that's there. NRGV, insider buying, they pay $365. They continue every day to hold it down. 600 million shares short. I think it's 15 million real short. The real short sitting here are in a panic. They got to buy back 14 million. Together, they're trying to hold it down. It's not going to be held down much longer. 365 is the floor. That's where the insider purchase, that is real inside information. They have the scoop. All right? So that's NRGV. You got that. It's all right there. Insider buying, insider buying is the most important thing. It locks up their position for 6 months, and they're telling you where the business is going. All right? All these other companies, everybody's selling. These guys are buying. It's a tremendous opportunity for a long term. We know they're in play. We heard rumors of Microsoft. We hear there's equity stakes going on, insider buying, companies growing, blah, 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 blah. It's all there. There's nothing negative there at all. All right, so you take a look at that. If you're in it, you know what it is, and that's what we see. All right, so again, pay attention to that. All right, let's move it along to, what was the next one? GDC. I put up a friend of mine, a good shareholder out of Las Vegas, and he belongs to that publishing site. He paid $5,000 to be a premium subscriber. He's been there for a while. James Alshet is part of it. There's very sophisticated people in there. And he posted to them about GDC, and everyone's picking, IBM, Apple, blah, blah, blah. And they called him up, and he wanted to know, why are you picking something outside of our umbrella here, or a rainbow, whatever you want to call it. And he walked through it. The 16th largest holder of Bitcoin, 7,500 coins. They said they're going to sell the coins, buy back the stock. He explained to them about buying back the stock. It has to be a real share when they cover it. And he also explained to them that it has a huge naked short position, and that when the transfer agent, when the company buys back the stock, they have to buy back a real share, and they were very intrigued about it. So I look for some buying out of left field coming from a new group of investors. in that name that never found out about it. He says they got a bunch. I don't know how many thousands of people follow that site. It's a $50,000 payday if you win. Join the contest. Pick a naked short name, and if you get lucky and it takes off, you win the contest. It's $50,000. All right. He wanted me to let everybody know it's a free shot at the for the grand prize of $50,000. You don't have to put up any money. Just sign up, whatever that site is. I posted it on Twitter if you want to look at it. Let's move on to Quantum, QNTN. They announced that they're going to discovery of the spoofing case against Fraud Street. Stock spikes to 6 something, and on great news, the shorts push it down again. For those of you who are sitting on your brains and can't figure it out, every stock has that pattern. They cannot let it go up. Once it starts to get momentum, it's like they're all sitting in a room and it's a Mexican standoff. I forget the name of that movie, and they were all in a garage and they all shot each other. I forgot the name of it. But that's what's going to happen. The shorts are going to shoot each other. All right? Because once they panic, it's a race to the finish to buy as fast as you can. Right now, they're holding strong, trying to hold it down. But why would a stock sell off moving in on a $700 million lawsuit and it got approval to go forward? What's the negative? Nothing. I don't care if the company was poisoning people. Stock should go up. And then the company said they're going to give out a special dividend, the proceeds of the lawsuit. I referred that to the CEO, and he put it out on the tape about it. All right? So, again, these are things that are super important, and these are things that are great for us as shareholders that are long. And this is going to be great news for all of us going forward. And that, hold on a second. This is all good news going forward, and Quantum is going to be a great play to the upside. I don't know what time, but just think about it. $700 million. If he pays out $500 million to the shareholders, there's 44 million shares, I think, or 5 million shares in the whole company. Think about the amount of money. Let's say they pay out $100 a share dividend. Every fund on the street would buy the shit out of the stock to get the dividend. Yet someone is trying to hold it down today. It is complete fraud, and these guys, the whole thing is manipulation, and this is all nonsense, what you're seeing there. This is what they do to every stock. Anytime a company has good news, what's the first thing they do? They sell it down. What do you need? They sell them down. That's what they always do. Hold on. So again, you understand the Quantum story. Again, I don't own the stock. I'm watching it as an observer, and I believe that you are getting an opportunity if you want to trade it. The stock's going to turn up. There's no reason to sell it down. Even if the company's trying to raise a few bucks, it doesn't even make any sense. I don't know. I just see the news like you have. Let's move on to Finger Motion. If Quantum is moving forward on a lawsuit for spoofing, all right, everybody, you hear what I said? I taught John O'Quinn. He was the famous tobacco litigator. I taught him in 2000. Wes Christian was doing real estate law down the block. If Wes has a group of lawyers that are moving into the spoofing area and they can break the door down, guess who's going to go right behind it? Finger Motion. All right? We're letting Quantum spend the money, and we're observing what's going on here. All right? I spoke to the big shareholders in Finger Motion this morning about it, all excited about it. And pay attention, because we're not going to sit here and let this opportunity just go by. We will get the company to follow suit, because spoofing, I think I put up 3 years of spoofing here. All the proof is here. Wes and all his lawyers couldn't find spoofing if it hit him in the fucking head. okay? I have professional traders watching the stock all day. We can pick spoofing every second of the day. We can see spoofing, washing. You just saw washing and HLP. We're the professionals on that end. Wes and his crew of lawyers, they're the professionals of papering all that nonsense. Okay? So whoever Wes has doing it for him is no match to my team at all. We have 40, 50 guys with 40 years experience. We understand every trick in the book. I have friends that are market makers that work for Nice Securities, work for a lot of these small shit firms that are all out of business now. They understand all the tricks that are going on here. Okay? We will help Finger Motion. Once we see the cracks, and we're starting to see it now in the armor of the short sellers, we will file suit also. It's free money. We got these guys dead. Lynn Partners, Hudson Bay. Let's see your sell tickets. Let's see your reference to your brokerage firms. How many deals has Hudson Bay done where they shorted against the warrants? I guarantee you every transaction they ever did, they did the same thing. Lynn Partners is a death spiral naked short seller out of the gate. The other guys are trading against the warrants. They bumped into Finger Motion when the company raised money through Roth Capital. That's how those characters got here. And I don't give a shit who are those guys or who they're connected to at Hudson Bay. They'll be exposed because guess what? The sell tickets don't go away. At the end of the day, they're not doing this to hide trades. They're doing this to make money. So if they naked shorted on the stock run to 5, they got to cover it. Okay? That'll come out in the wash. We'll catch them. All right? There's not even a question that's what they do. All right? Nobody puts up money to invest in a company, gets 2 million warrants at $1.50, watch it go to $5.50, and you tell me they didn't convert it with the company and left $3, $4 on the table, walking away with $6 to $8 million in profit. Instead, they shorted against it. That's what type of scumbags they are. Instead of the company getting capital, they wanted to short it and break the stock and try to cover it zero or drive it. If it runs back up, they could buy it down here, short it again, but they don't even cover. That's what Hudson Bay does. Lynn Partners, you signed a deal with them. They just start shorting. Benchmark is the devious one in that one. That's their partner. Finger Motion spoke to Benchmark. Someone turned them on to Benchmark. Benchmark gave them the Finger Motion. And I looked at a couple other deals Lynn did. It all stems from Benchmark. So people call up and they borrow money from the street, and Benchmark is the one that teed up the call with Lynn. The minute you're going to call them up, they're shorting your stock already. And I remember when Lynn got involved, the stock was over $4 or $5 and went straight down like someone tied a weight to it. And we had no idea that the company had spoken to them. All right, so again, lawsuits will trap the short sellers. We're going to trap Hudson Bay, Lynn Partners. We're following the quantum. We are much more versed than Wes Christian and his team on spoofing or washing than anybody. All right? We are the key to the whole thing, not the lawyers. The lawyers paper it. You need to have the information. Share Intel is where that fat guy worked at Morgan Stanley who naked shorted every day. He works at Share Intel. I can't believe that they are able to tell you anything that we couldn't do. All right? So again, we have experts, Wall Street experts, not make-believe experts that want to be experts. Okay? I'm not knocking Wes and his team, but our people are much more sophisticated. All right? Copying a legal document or getting a lawyer to do that's a lot easier. Right? We know how to expose it, and we will get these characters. The push down below $1 was just to try to get the end of the quarter mark. That's what they were doing. These guys need to buy back all the shares, 500 million plus the million real short. What idiot would stay short 1 million shares of this stock? It was at $1. Why didn't you buy it back? I told you before. You should 100% should be covering. If it runs back to 2 or 3, you could reshort it again. They can't do it because once they start buying it, they can't stop the upward momentum. They get run over. All right, that's the trick to the whole thing. Quantum is showing you that they're trying to hold it down to discourage people from buying. They need to get that news that's on the tape today behind them, so no one reads about it. What is that news? What's the news? They won a lawsuit, big deal. No one cares. That's their pattern. That's what they try to do. All right. Finger motion. You got $1.06 to the downside, unlimited to the upside. Go ask a VW short sale. The guy lost $9 billion and jumped in front of a train. Look how much money they lost in GameStop, SMX. There's tons of names that these guys get roasted in. The ones that are the hardest are the ones that have the biggest problems. Finger motion is a huge problem because if it wasn't, they just cover it already. Again, if I was short 2 million shares of this thing and I shorted it at 5, what am I going to say here and wait around for? Let me cover it, get out of here. It's not 2. It's not 200 million. It's 500 million. That's why it's so hard, because they're going to jail, they're going broke, and they're going to jail. Now, the SEC is doing everything in their power to slow down and help these characters. But the walls are starting to crack. I told you we have a guy who's a big shareholder. He's an attorney. He's got friends in D.C. and said Trump's going to pull out the kill the short card, whatever you want to call it. These guys are not rumor guys. That's what they're hearing from powerful lawyers in D.C. That's how it starts. Go watch The Big Short. Remember the girl at the pool? She worked at Goldman. What are you doing here? Oh, that's my friend. When I leave Goldman, I'm going to go work from there. That's how it works. The SEC tips off these other people. The gentleman texted me the name of that site. Hold on one second. It's called the BitcoinTreasuries.net. And on Twitter, it's at BTC, Boy Tom Charlie Treasuries. Okay, that's the name of the site. Billionaire Elon Musk, SpaceX just filed to go public with over 8,000 Bitcoin on the balance sheet. So even Elon Musk is buying Bitcoin now. I still don't understand how it's still 69,000. Remember GDC's price at Bitcoin 23,000, right? It's almost 70,000. Everyone's posting Bitcoin's worth, $1 million, whatever the numbers may be. I don't understand when it's going to take off. I'm not long it. I don't have a wallet. I don't have any of that stuff, but I do study it. My friend just said that they're shorting finger motion at 108. He just told me that. I have a friend, he's a professional market maker, watches every trade. They're selling short at 108, the higher today in finger motion. Okay, listen, I'm giving you my opinion on these things. I gave you NRGV, longer term play, great ideas. Companies pay 365. GDC, you know the math. It's just the math right there. People that I know are reaching out to other people to tell the story short. Tell the story about GDC, about the coin and the short and that nonsense. I told you before, once they start, the thing will just take off. All right. I know it sucks. All right. And everybody on this phone's got to understand this. When the market goes up 1,000 points and your stock doesn't move, they hold it down for a reason. They want to discourage you. Think about the opposite when the market's down big and you're short a stock and it's up. It's happened to me. I've been short stocks and they go up with the market down. Market's down $300-$400 and my stock's up 60 cents. All right? It's not to get discouraged. If you understand your story, you make it stand and understand it. If you see an opportunity to buy a dip, you buy the dip. If you know the dip was caused artificially, this is how you make big money. You take advantage of the manipulation. Quantum is being knocked down unfairly. Finger motion was knocked down unfairly, all on great news. NRGV knocked down, great news. The insiders paid $365. Business is booming. hurry up, let's sell it down every day. HLP is just pure manipulation that we're sitting here watching it go back and forth. Now it's up to 486,000. There's no buyers and sellers here. It's 100 shares up, but someone seems to be moving stock back and forth. It was 30,000 shares. We're up to 450,000 in wash trades. So if anyone ever wants to see manipulation, who bought it and who sold it today? That's it. That's the whole investigation. We mark it down. We put it up on Twitter because that is part of the case. It's right there. All right? Again, it's tough for me to figure out who the hell's doing what, but we're not, I don't see the buy and sell orders. But I doubt there's someone running around trying to get out of 500,000 shares. They could have sold it at 120, but they're willing to cross it down here, and they're doing it for a reason. All right? When you find the buyer and seller, okay, you know they're manipulating it. All right? I worked on the trading desk. I would call you up, and we would do a cross, but we would negotiate it. We would negotiate the prices. That's how it worked. All right, that's how it works. You negotiate your prices, and you work out the prices and the parameters of what it's going to be. You may say, "I'll take 50,000 at $1.10. I'll take 50,000 at $1." Something like that. Let's do a 105 trade. This is complete manipulation. As far as finger motion goes, again, I can't stress enough. All right, I have people buying the dip. I know we said it before, $1.50 was a dip, $1.30 was a dip, $1.10 was a dip. If Warren Buffett could say buy the dip, I could say buy the dip. All right? Buying the dip is super important, all right, because that means that you stand behind what you're trying to do, you understand it, and that's how you make the most money. All right? I know we can't all buy the dip, we don't have that much money, but again, the opportunity is here. We're going to step on the gas. I'm going to have the truck out there next week. I'm going to D.C. when I get back from L.A. I'll go down there and knock on everybody's door and put a video up on it. I told you that we are now on top of the legal end of this thing, very strong. Okay? We've been waiting for a crack. We got the crack. Discovery's coming down. The brokerage firms are in a panic. All right? Think about that. The brokerage firms are fighting like hell not to go to Discovery. If they were innocent, why not go to Discovery? Obviously, they got a problem. They're trying to protect at all costs. That's the whole game. Do not show our cards. The SEC wants to eliminate the CAT system, which is the audit trail. Any data that's 3 years and older. They tried that before. They're grandfathering security fraud. Wouldn't you like to rob a bank 4 years ago and they say, hey, anybody who robbed a bank 3 years ago or more, you're free. Don't worry about it. Keep the money. That's what the SEC is trying to push through. They tried to do that in 2008. We squashed that right away. They're not going to do it again. You can't. They're eliminating data. And now if they want to prosecute anybody, they're eliminating the proof. And that's why when you see me post on Twitter, we're putting the proof up there. It's all there. So when we go to court of law, they want to look at it, knock yourself out. It's right here. We told you the days. We told you about today with HLP. We told you about what they did in finger motion. We're not letting them get away. All right? I know it's down. I got it. Market goes up, our stocks go down. Market goes down, our stocks go down. This is just a head game. They're just trying to get you to bail out. 100,000 shares is nothing. They have to buy back 500 million and 1 million real shares. They haven't even bought that back yet. 1 million shares of real shares. If they start buying the million, the stock will be 10. Easy. There is no selling. There's no selling in GDC, 7,000 shares. They create artificial volume, HLP, 511,000 shares now. How could the buyer and seller of 500,000 shares all want to do it at 86 cents? Not at 90 cents, not at 84, 86. All right? That shows you the short is in that name also. I would be loading up on that one also. All right? There's not much more I could say. You know it all. I gave you 4 names that I specialize in and I study. NRGV, 365 is the floor there. GDC, it's just math. Finger motion, I told you we're going to press the bet every which way you can go. And HLP, you're watching the fraud in real time right now. The stock trades nothing. All of a sudden it's trading 511,000 shares. 90% of the day's volumes is all garbage every day. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure I touch base with you as fast as I can. I had a meeting this morning, and I just wanted to make sure I got this all done for you. All right, everybody has any questions, join that trading, that contest. Maybe you can win some money. Don't beat my friend. He picked GDC, so find something else. All right, everybody, have a great day. If you need me, I'm around. Thank you.